Ménage à trois.
Cheers.
Pardon?
Louis Theroux joins the magic circle.
You have a devious and distorted sense of humour.
A circle without secrets.
But you don't want to see my underwear, do you, Louis, really? Oh, my goodness me.
Sorry, Paul.
Not a lot.
You're a very nice man, but you're interfering.
Louis invited me back to his place.
Trust me, come on with me.
When Louis met Paul and Debbie, Tuesday the 20th of February on BBC2.
1,000 contestants, just one winner.
They're all here to play 1,000 to 1, a red-nosed quiz.
Fighting it out, question after question.
Only one of them can join me on March 16th for the grand final.
For a chance to win up to 1,000 prizes.
Let's find out who's moving on and who's moving out.
For themselves and comic relief.
Are you champing at the bit?
It's 1,000 to 1. Starts Wednesday at 8:40 on BBC1. Get ready for comic relief.
Say
Pants.
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 Pants. Pants. Pants. Pants. Pants.
Pads. Pads. Pads.
Pants to poverty.
Red Nose Day is the 16th of March. Call 090 68 20 2001 for a fundraising pack and say Pants to Poverty.
You got the bottom of the pants in.
An update of the news now on BBC2 with Hugh Edwards.
Good afternoon. A group of Leeds United footballers chased and assaulted two students after a night of heavy drinking. That was the accusation made at Hull Crown Court today. Lee Bowyer is charged with the fray and causing grievous bodily harm, along with Tony Hackworth and Jonathan Woodgate. Woodgate and another player, Michael Dewberry, also face charges of conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. The four, along with two other defendants, deny all the charges. Now, correspondent Richard Wells has been in court. Richard, what went on?
This, Hugh, according to the prosecution, was a brutal attack on the students, in particular on 19-year-old Safwaz Najib. And the jury of 8 men and 4 women have been hearing this afternoon about the injuries the teenager suffered. He suffered a broken nose, a broken cheekbone and a broken leg. He had lacerations to his head and body, and he was kicked and punched repeatedly while on the ground. He was unconscious. The prosecution claimed that 3 Leeds United footballers were part of a group of 5 who kicked and punched him while on the ground. The 6th defendant, another Leeds United player, Michael Dewberry, is charged with conspiracy because, according to the prosecution, he was supposed to have driven the men away from the scene and then tried to hide from the police investigation exactly what had happened that night in Leeds 12 months ago.
Richard, thank you for that. MPs are about to be given details of government plans to tackle the shortage of teachers in certain subjects. The government's offering to pay off the student loans of some trainee teachers. This morning, the Prime Minister spelled out proposals to raise standards in secondary schools in England by making diversity the norm.
The development towards schools that are not uniform in character, but have each of them a distinctive mission, ethos, and purpose. We want to make diversity not the exception, but indeed the hallmark of secondary education in the future.
And the Conservatives have promised to give a bigger pension increase than Labour to people over the age of 75. They say a Conservative government would pay out £1 a week more than Gordon Brown's plans. William Hague says it's all about winning over the so-called grey vote.
We don't see it in terms of wooing different groups of voters. We're saying we have to take this country in a different direction, away from the ever more means-tested dependency society which the government is creating, and towards the responsible society where people are rewarded for saving and for doing well.
Chancellor Gordon Brown has faced criticism over his spending plans at a meeting of European Union finance ministers in Brussels. Other countries believe Britain might have to cut its public spending if it signs up to the single currency. Overall, however, they're expected to say that Britain does now meet the economic conditions set out in the Maastricht Treaty for joining the single currency. Pipe bombs have been thrown through the windows of 2 homes at Bro Shane in County Antrim, but neither exploded. There have been dozens of such attacks on Catholic families in recent weeks, and last night police uncovered a bomb factory in a loyalist area of Belfast. The past half hour, a man has admitted the murder of a 12-year-old boy who was stabbed to death in central London last year. The Old Bailey heard that Diego Pinheira Villar was the victim of a vicious attack by 53-year-old Edward Crowley in Covent Garden. The court was told that Crowley had become obsessed with the boy. A 13-year-old boy has admitted stabbing his 6-month-old baby brother to death with a kitchen knife. The youngster, who can't be named for legal reasons, pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility at Bristol Crown Court. Duncan Kennedy is there. Duncan, tell us what went on.
Well, in the words of the boy's own defence barrister, Hugh, this was a tragic and shocking case. The brief details being that in January of last year, the boy, who was then 12, went upstairs in his house and literally mutilated his 6-month-old baby brother. He then went to the police station to confess all. In court today, he's pleaded guilty to manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility. We've been hearing all manner of shocking tales, really, about his mental state and also his social state, the conditions he was living in at home. He himself was an abused child, his brothers had been abused, indeed his own mother had been abused. And really, after pleading guilty to manslaughter, the court case today has been deciding what to do with him in future. He's clearly suffering from severe mental illness. The case was adjourned to find out which institution he should be sent to, and they'll decide that in the next couple of weeks.
Duncan, rather wet and foggy Bristol, thank you for that. More than 260 people have been arrested for public order offences at a demonstration outside the Trident submarine base at Fastlane on the Clyde. Protesters had gathered to demand the removal of nuclear weapons from the base. Among those